Well, actually, before I take you out to show you the vegetables and stuff, I wanted to show you this really pretty English ivy that I've got going here. It's an English ivy, and I think this is called moss rose, but I really don't know for sure. But it gets really pretty pink flowers, and it spreads out, and I thought it looked really pretty on this wicker table. And I'm probably going to paint this, spray paint this wicker table this summer. I need to clean it up, and I want to spray paint it and seal it so that it can be out here and not get in any worse shape than it already is. And so over here, and again, everything's kind of a mess. I need to clean up out here, but all of this that looks like a mess, that's where I threw wildflower seeds. So a lot of this stuff that looks like weeds, it's not really. That's a wildflower. These things here, it's some kind of wildflower. It almost looks like dill, but I don't think that's what it is. And this is some kind of a wildflower. A lot of these things, they do look like weeds because really technically wildflowers are weeds, but they attract butterflies and things, and you see these things growing out in fields and they are wildflowers. But so it kind of looks like a mess here, but I really don't care. That's the purpose of this, is to be a butterfly and hummingbird garden. So it's gonna look kind of wild. There's my marigolds. Some of those are doing really good. They looked really sad the other day, so I think getting a little bit of sunshine yesterday helped them for sure. See, they all looked like these the other day. See how that's all brown? And I think that's from too much rain. But they look a lot better over here now. And then here's these tomatoes. Now, if you know what is causing this, see the beautiful top of this tomato? And then there's the bottom. I finally just pulled it off. This is how it was on the vine. And it's hard. Like, it's not, it looks ripe, but it's hard. And this is what was on the bottom, what was hanging on the vine. And I don't know if that's from too much water or if something did get at that. But being on the bottom, I don't think something got at it. I would think if a bird got it, it would get it on the top. So if you know what's causing this, please tell me in the comments what you think that could be. I've got several more tomatoes on this plant, and I'm hoping they are not gonna have the same thing happen to them. You can see there's a couple right there. So anyway, I'm gonna keep an eye on that, and then see these yellow leaves. You're gonna see that over in my other stuff too. My cherry tomatoes look good, so I'm hopeful for those. And I've gotten several strawberries off of this plant. I don't think there's anything on there right now. Yeah, I don't see anything right now. Oh, there's one little one, two little ones right here. So hopefully those will ripen up. Oh, there's my Turk's cap. Oh, and then here, this is one of the wildflowers. See there with those little red berry things, whatever those are? Yeah, that's gonna attract some butterflies, I'm sure, at some point. My honeysuckle looks really good. It had little blooms on it today. And I got this trellis. I'm gonna train it to grow up this trellis here. That's just kind of the junk pile. And then that's kind of a compost pile heap. I need to go in there and kind of do something with that. Now my squash, look, hang on, let me take this inside of the fence here. So finally, one of my squash plants is producing. So see, right there, there's a squash, there's another one, and there's a couple more that I saw the other day that are starting. They're in the back, you can see those, be back there. Okay, now these here, look at this, nothing. And I planted all this at the same time, and they're all exactly the same variety and everything. And then see, that's squash too. Look how yellow all these leaves are. I think this is from too much rain, but maybe I'm wrong, or it could be the temperatures. It hasn't been really hot, and I thought squash kind of liked it cool. Now these are my zucchinis, and I haven't seen anything on them yet, but I got lots of blossoms, so I'm hopeful there. We've eaten some of this kale. I don't really know when I'm harvesting stuff, I don't know whether to take it off the top or the bottom. I've said so many times, I don't know what I'm doing. We've eaten a lot of the spinach, but there's so much that I'm giving some to my rabbits. pet rabbits. And then all this beautiful lettuce here. We've eaten some of this, but we just can't keep up. It's just so much. This one here, you can tell is gone to seed. So this weekend, I want to pull some more of this red lettuce up and make something with some of that. And like I said, we've eaten some of this purple kale, and it's very good. It's very good, and it's supposed to be really nutritional. And I'll show you the blackberries. Okay, so I picked 3 big blackberries off of here this morning. Oh, here's another one. See, it's turning black. I'm gonna let it finish, and then I'll pick that one. This one's gonna be ready in a day or 2. Look how many there are on that bush. And then the same thing over here. Look how many blackberries. Oh, I got a piece of trash that blew over here, I guess. Oh no, that's just the little label tells that's a blackberry bush. But look how many. See, there's a lot of berries on there. And on that one. So my blueberries, I've gotten a few. There's nothing on here right now, I don't think. Yeah, there's one. There's one little blueberry right there, but it needs to stay on a little bit longer. Turn a little more blue. And then this one too. Both of these have been producing, oh, not a lot of blueberries. There's another one. But I've gotten a few each week. Again, not a ton. My 2 little bushes that I planted from just little sticks. There's one right there. It's not very big. And then this one. I'm glad I bought those other ones that were already starting to produce blueberries, or I wouldn't get any blueberries, I'm sure, this year. My cannas look nice. And then I got this shepherd's hook at Aldi's. They had them for $9.99 a couple of weeks ago, and they're just not very sturdy. So the plants that I hung on them, they're just too heavy, so I'm gonna have to take those down and put something else on there. It's leaning, and I'm afraid it's gonna come crashing over. Speaking of the rain, boy, some of the stuff here loves all this rain. Everything looks wild and green, but it definitely needs a good trimming. There's my daisies. Look at my daisies. They're all starting to bloom, and I planted all those daisies from seeds last year, and of course they didn't bloom at all last year. I was just getting little tiny plants, and then nothing. And then this spring they started coming back up, and now look at them. There's just blooms all over them, all over them. I think if I got a couple of days of sun, we'd have a lot of blooms popping open at the same time. Everything's starting to look good in my herb garden. There's my lavender. Probably this rain isn't going to be good for it. Lavender, I have read, likes it to be dry. And it looked really pretty last week, but with all this rain, it's starting to not look very good anymore. Okay, and there's just my oregano, chocolate mint, sage, my herb garden, and then there's just another view of my little pathway, which is, I need to cut that back so you can walk through there a little better. Here's my other cannas. This is so funny to me because I planted these cannas and those over there at the same time, and every year I get more and more there. I don't do anything to them, but I get more and more there, and this just doesn't really do much. So for some reason, it doesn't like this location, but it loves that one. And then my hydrangea, look at the leaves on this. See how yellow? Again, is this from too much rain? What do y'all think? I just don't know. I need to clean this out because that is all wet. I just need to throw out all that seed, and what's left in this bird feeder too, it's wet. So I need to take care of that, but there's just no point in doing it yet because we're gonna still get more rain. Whatever this purple thing is, I used to know. I can't remember what it's called. But it loves it in this little chimenea. I turned that chimenea into a planter because the bottom had a hole in it. And I threw this thing in there with some dirt, and it was little bitty, and look at it now. And it's got this little pink bloom coming on it. It's looking really pretty. Got weeds to pull. My red tip petunias, they're huge now. Well, huge to me. I'm 5 feet tall. They're as tall as me. And then my gardenia is not looking just great, but it made it through that terrible cold spell back in February. So it is still kicking. And then I put this yellow golden Unimus next to it. And then there's my pampas grass. I'm looking to get more of this. I've had trouble finding it this year. I need to look a couple more places, but I'd like to maybe put some, just like a row of it right here. I think it'd be pretty and it'd soften that fence area. My, what do you call it? This, I don't remember what you call this bush. I know, but I can't remember at this second. But it looks good. And it stays green. It's an evergreen of some kind, but I can't remember the name of it. And then my, what are these? Hyacinths. These had huge blooms just 2 days ago, and they're closed up now, but that one will probably open today or tomorrow. And then you can see this one has blooms on it. I just think my stuff needs some sun, you know. I think it's waterlogged. I think that's what I think the problem is. I could be completely wrong. So this is just kind of another view of everything. Yeah, my umbrella is down just because I pushed it down so it won't come crashing over on stuff. All right, so that is it for today, I think. I'm gonna get Josie in the house and start my dinner cooking, and I appreciate all of you that stopped in to see this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and you'll join me again next time. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.